Thank you very much, Chrissy. Look, I'm really excited to be here today because we've just announced the commencement of our 2023 drilling campaign. It's going to be super active. We've had a very wet season up in Darwin, and we're now ready to get on the ground and drill continuously for the entire calendar year. So we're planning 18,000 metres, and we're going to drill into multiple prospects. So we look forward to updating the market as we hit those results. So in terms of Lithium Plus, it's high impact lithium exploration. We've been lucky to secure a strategic land package in what I believe is one of the hottest lithium fields in the country. The tenement package was acquired back in 2018, and that's important because it was before the lithium land rush. So we've got the right tenements in the right lithium province. It's a total of 1,700 kilometres, so it's truly strategic. And importantly, it's adjacent to a company called Core Lithium, which has just recently commenced mining at its mine just outside of Darwin. At the time our founder, Dr. Ben Guo, acquired these tenements, Core had a market cap of $20 million and was unknown in the capital markets. Fast forward 3 years, today they're capped at $1.8 billion, and we surround their mining licence with what I think is very similar geology. So very exciting time to be involved in this company. In terms of the corporate snapshot, one of the key features here is a very tight share structure. More than 43% of the shares on issue are escrowed for a further 12 months. We've also got a very significant cornerstone shareholder. CATL of China is the world's biggest battery manufacturer. They're the biggest by a country mile. I think they control a third of the lithium battery market in the world. They've chosen to partner with us. We know they're hungry for lithium, and today they hold 9% of the company. We've got a modest market cap, sub $30 million. We've got $5 million of cash, and we're drilling aggressively from this week, continuously all calendar year. And we all know as investors, good news flow drives share price performance. In many ways, it's all about location. Location's the key to unlock value. I was reminded of this recently when about 2 weeks ago, there was news out of Chile in South America about attempts by the government there to nationalise lithium deposits. So I'm very pleased to be focused on the Australian market in what I think is one of the premier lithium provinces in the country. The great thing about the Bino lithium field is it's less than 45 kilometres from the port of Darwin. Now that's important because there's infrastructure all around us. We've got roads, we've got power, we've got workers' accommodation, and of course the all-important port less than 50 k's away. And we all know that infrastructure and proximity to it drives low-cost mine development. If we look at this map here in front of you, our tenements, Lithium Plus, is depicted here in brown and red, and our neighbour, Core Lithium, their mining licence is depicted in blue. So you can see our tenement package surrounds on 3 sides the mine that now is operated by Core Lithium. So it's a great location, and we're really excited by the drilling prospectivity of these tenements. Just a few words on this lithium field. It's well known, and the reason why it's well known is that they've been mining here for almost 100 years. Initially, they were chasing tin and tantalum, and of course now everyone's focused on lithium. I don't normally focus too much on neurology, but in this case, I think we can draw some conclusions by the geology of our neighbour and what we've observed on our tenement package. And there's one stat in particular from Core's public announcements which sticks and resonates in my mind, and that is that when they identify a pegmatite, 1 out of 2 or 50% of the time, it's a mineralised pegmatite. So that's a very interesting statistic for us. We believe we've got 30 odd prospects, and if we can convert a good portion of those, we'll have a very significant and potentially very valuable business. In terms of Core Lithium, to date they've defined just over 30 million tonnes at 1.3%, and we believe we're following their footsteps. We're essentially 3 to 4 years behind the path they've trodden, and we're looking forward to catching up as quickly as we can. So, in terms of cracking the geological model, when we started, we had one drill hole on our tenements that was drilled by the vendor. So we figured last year that would be an important place, or a smart place to focus on for our maiden drilling campaign. And that's exactly what we did. We drilled around that known intercept of lithium, and we've had phenomenal success. We've drilled along strike, we've drilled down dip, and we've found thick, juicy intercepts of mineralised pegmatite, grading sort of 1.4, 1.5, 1.6%. They're good grades. We've had success, I guess, at our first prospect, and we're looking forward to aggressively doing infill drilling at this location to hopefully define a maiden JORC resource of this deposit by the end of this calendar year. So this year on this deposit, it's about infill drilling to determine a JORC resource. In terms of some of the other work we did last year, we did a very systematic and large-scale program of soil geochemistry work. Essentially, we sampled more than 4,000 samples on a grid-like basis throughout our tenement package. And we've now calibrated that information with the historic mining activity, the trenching, the other work that's been done, and we've now defined these 30 high value, or we hope high value prospects, certainly high priority prospects, which we intend to drill out. So bearing in mind the core lithium success rate of 50%, we're hopeful we can follow up in their footsteps on that metric as well. This is a zoom in on one of our key areas of interest. We call it King's Landing, and here we've identified some very large pegmatites that come to surface. And these are genuinely very large. So in the case of Jewelers, we're looking at a system which is more than 500 metres long. Another one, Perseverance, is at least 100 metres, and Jenny's nearby is 250 metres of surface expression. So they're large surface expressions, and to put that into context, the biggest surface expression at Core when they were doing their lithium exploration was around 200 to 300 metres. So these have the potential to be very, very large. It comes to surface, and we're going to drill it aggressively, this current field system. So these are obviously high priority targets, but there's one in particular I'm super excited about, and that's the one called Perseverance. And the reason why I'm excited about that one is that we drilled it very late last year, just as the wet season was approaching, and we managed to drill 8 holes, which confirmed that that particular pegmatite is mineralised. So it's this little one here, and we're going to be drilling this one over coming months, and I think that is certainly a prospect to watch. We're very, very excited by that one. This is a bit of a zoom in of that same area, overlaying the soil chemistry and samples we took over last year. And you can also see there's a number of structural controls here. And that's important because our neighbour Core, their mine, is just here. So it's less than 1 kilometre from the edge of the mine to our properties, and we're along the same fault structure which controls the pegmatite dikes. So we're encouraged by a number of different metrics that have suggested quite keenly we drill there this calendar year. This is a little cross-section of our first discovery at Lay. I guess here we've got high-grade, thick, juicy intercepts of lithium pegmatites. Just calling out some numbers to give you some context. 28 metres at 1.6, 21 metres at 1.7. So these are good grades, good thicknesses, and the grade seems to improve at depth. So this is the one we're doing infill drilling on this season, and this is the one where we aim to have a maiden JORC resource by the end of this calendar year. This is a plan view of the same discovery at Lay, and what we find here is the more we drill, the more we find. And in stepping back to drill deeper at this Lay prospect late last year, we actually intersected a further parallel mineralised pegmatite 160 metres to the east. So we'll drill that one out again this year as well, and hopefully we'll discover a parallel lode adjacent to the discovery we made last year. So very, very exciting to follow up on this area, and I believe the drill rig will be drilling there from this weekend. So I guess if I focus this to our program for this calendar year, it's going to be super active. We've got our drill rig mobilising right now. It's 18,000 metres, combined RC diamond and RAB drilling. So in summary, lay is infill, defining that known deposit. Perseverance is drilling out the success we had last year, where we confirmed that particular occurrence is mineralised, plus testing a number of the other prospects, which we hope will also follow similar success. So this King's Landing area in particular will be a major focus of the business, and we hope to have some interesting results over coming weeks and months. In terms of pulling it all together, our core corporate objective this calendar year is to define at least one maiden JORC resource. Hopefully more than one, but at least one. And I think that's an important stake in the ground for the business as it then moves into the development phase. So all of our exploration activities this year have been calibrated to achieve that objective of a JORC resource by Q4 this calendar year, 2023. Just a few words on our 9% strategic shareholder, CATL. They're a great partner to have. As I mentioned at the start, they're hungry for lithium. They're the biggest battery manufacturer globally. A little fun fact is that they supply all the lithium cells for Tesla. People think of Tesla as a major player in the lithium market, and they are, but all of the lithium batteries come from CATL. So the global leader, they've chosen to partner with us, and we see them as an avenue to commercialise this deposit in the form of offtake. We're very fortunate that our chairman, Dr. Bin Guo, has a long-standing relationship with their chairman, and I think it bodes well to have that chairman-to-chairman negotiations to deliver an outcome which will hopefully involve funding of our deposits into mines. In terms of our team, there's two key people I wish to highlight here. Firstly, our chairman, Dr. Bin Guo. I think many regard him as a guru in the lithium industry. He's been around for a long time. He's identified a lot of deposits, but in that time he's worked very closely with Dr. Bryce Healy. Bryce is our exploration manager, absolutely fantastic track record, and is leading our team and delivering phenomenal results. So the two of those individuals run our technical team, and great things are going to come out of that partnership over coming years. I won't dwell too much on the commodity. Obviously the commodity price is beyond our control, but I think the observation here is that there was a correction in the lithium commodity price late last year. The indications we're seeing in recent weeks is that the price is stabilising. A number of brokers are now calling that, and I'm tending to believe that, and the feedback we're having from our partner up in China is that that's what they're observing on the ground as well. So if that is true, and time will tell, now's obviously a great time to increase exposure to anyone exploring in the lithium space. So I guess key highlights. There's really only 5 things you need to know or remember about Lithium Plus. Firstly, location is key. We're 45 kilometres from the Port of Darwin. We've got phenomenal infrastructure, and that leads to low-cost mining. We've got phenomenal geological prospectivity. Right next to the newest lithium mine in the country, and the company core is drilling right up to our boundary. We're going to have an aggressive drilling campaign, which means lots of news flow all year. We've got a phenomenal relationship with the biggest battery manufacturer in the world, and I like to think that the board and management team have got a track record of delivering for shareholders. So thank you very much.